Mickey Dickey here, and giving you the stocks that I'm looking for, trends for the next week. And again, these are not stocks I'm recommending buying or any way, shape, or form. These are just things that I'm looking for my clients for next week. And I will continue to give these updates for you on what's going on with them and how they perform each week, just so everybody understands where I'm coming from and how I'm looking at stuff. Again, typically on Mondays, they're not great days, but this coming Monday, you've got iRobot, which again, most people probably aren't looking at or caring about. Again, my concern here, not concern, but my thought on this is trends. How is it doing? Is the market going to look at this as a high flyer, or is it going to do what it's been doing with other stocks and it's actually going to perform based on its actual performance? So we'll see how that goes. You've got Denny's and then Palantir, same thing. Tuesday kind of comes into another one. We've got QSR restaurants. We got Coca-Cola, Devon Energy. And then the last one I've got on there is TripAdvisor. Now, again, TripAdvisor is not a lot on most people's radar. My question on that is last week, Expedia got crushed because it had a horrible quarter. So the question is this a trend in the sector, or was it just Expedia's problem? So we'll kind of see on Trip. So that's kind of why I'm looking at that to see if there's a trend in there. Wednesday really becomes the big time, and we're going to start coming into some other. This isn't a spectacular week as far as earnings, and I don't mean spectacular. I mean, there's just not a ton of big names in this particular week. Next, the following week really gets into retail, and that's a whole nother sector that we're looking for. So the nice part about this particular week is that there is a diverse week as far as reporting. So it kind of gives us another idea whether the market is actually listening and what's going on to what everybody's saying. So on Wednesday, you've got Cisco, you've got ADI, you've got Shopify, you've got AIG, you've got Kraft Heinz, you've got Biogen, you've got Manulife, which for those of you who don't know, Manulife it's a very large life insurance company in Canada, pretty good dividend. Again, it's one of my look at because of the dividend and how well and where it's going from. Again, it's more of an international stock. Another one is Welltower, which is a REIT, and a lot of REITs were crushed last year, and whether rightfully so or not, a lot of it had to do with interest rates. So my question really becomes when I start looking at a Welltower is the market going to look at the actual numbers and what's going on there? So, does it perform? Does it not perform? Or is it going to continue to get crushed just because it's a REIT? And then you've got gold, which is an actual ore manufacturer, does gold and other mining to see how it. And then Roblox, which again, kind of one of those high flyers from the COVID era. See how that goes. It's not had a really good year. It's been up and down even so far this year. So keep an eye on that one. Then we've got Waterworks, and then we've got Generac, and then Zillow. Now, this just gives us a wide variety with Zillow and water and gold and Welltower. And it's just a very wide range of things. So I'm trying to see what the trends are and how the market responds to it, how the market looks at each individual sector. And again, is there a problem in any one sector that needs to be dealt with for my clients' portfolios? Thursday's another big day. We've got Southern, we've got Datadog, you've got Vulcan, you've got Dash, you've got you've got Dropbox, Hasbro, because Mattel just got crushed. There's the same thing happening with Hasbro, TSEM, Semiconductor, and then Redfin. So again, another wide range of companies that are reporting. So, and then Friday, and again, not a whole lot typically going on Fridays. We do have John Deere. So that's going to be an interesting week to see how all this stuff plays out. The biggest issue for next week is going to be on Tuesday. And Tuesday is CPI day. Now, the reason I say this is a big deal, it honestly shouldn't be a big deal, but it has been, and things have continued. If CPI comes in at what everybody's expecting and or better, how does the market respond to it? And more importantly, what if we miss? So again, it's not really what happens, it's how the market responds to it. Because a lot of the data we've been getting are very, very strong. I mean, we had huge jobs report last week and everybody took it negatively, which again, I just don't understand. The Fed continues to stand by its rulings, what it's wanting to do, where it's saying it wants to go. And yet we want to continue to push them and say, they're going to go further. They're going to go further. Until Powell comes out and says that there's data that supports them going further, I'm not going to take it that way. But more importantly, there's no data to support that. And everyone wants to keep up saying, well, the jobs report's big, so the rest of this doesn't matter. Yeah, it does matter, because if inflation does come down without unemployment going up, again, that is the definition of a soft landing. And that is where we are currently headed and have been heading for months. So as I continue, what I will continue to look at is unemployment and real estate. As I said before, to me, those are the two biggest numbers. If between now and June, we see unemployment tick up and we see the trends continue, not continue, they're not there yet, but if we see trends showing us that we're going to be on a year-over-year negative basis when we get to June, and the median home price, that's going to be more concerning to me. So as I look at these weekly numbers, I just look at this in dismay that how people just continue to ignore the facts that are in front of them. Deal with reality. Don't make up things that aren't there just because they don't hit the scenario you want to make. We've been talking about a recession for over a year. It's not here. And if we've had one, then clearly we've already gone through it. Is there one coming forward? Again, we don't know the answer to that question, but nothing that I see points to that regard. And as far as the inflation is concerned, it's continuing to come down. And as far as interest rates are concerned, Powell has made it very clear what he's going to do. And here's the thing. If he overshoots a little bit, which is really the only concern here, it's not like he doesn't have room to come down. We're just not in a bad position at this point. Now, again, if we start seeing the jobs come down where we only have 5 million jobs for 4 million people, and we have a 4.5 unemployment rate and things are trending in that direction, and we start seeing that, then I'll be more concerned about it. But at the moment, none of the data is supporting anything that these folks are saying. Again, to me, it's almost like somebody's just trying to get the market to go down so that they can buy less or more. I mean, I don't really understand the point, and because they say the market's going to go down for these reasons. The reasons they're saying aren't happening. So why don't you just say you're going to push the market down? I mean, that's kind of what I see on some of this point, because that's nothing they say makes any sense. I mean, they'll go into like Tuesday, market started selling off because they thought Powell was going to come out and be hawkish. He comes out, he's not hawkish, and the market goes back the other way, and then a day later, they're talking about him going hawkish again. Okay. Why can we not just take him at his face value? He's not hawkish or dovish. He's just telling you what he's going to do. Stop reading it in. That's just my opinion. Dickie out.